So our task this week in Package It Better topic is to select materials and do some final impact testing of those materials. So two questions we want to ask when we're deciding what materials to use is, where does it come from and where will it go? Will it rot away, or is it a sustainable product, or will it actually be around for a long time and cause all sorts of problems? We want to have environmentally friendly packaging. And that's what we set out to do it was one of the criteria of our design brief. And so in all these things that we can choose, we probably want to have two things. We want to have an outer shell to deflect off any impact and an inner cushiony, spongy sort of material so that the fragile item doesn't break. You see, we all leave a footprint while we're on this earth, not just our feet, but the other choices that we make, even our transport. Neil Armstrong's footprint is apparently still on the moon, even though he hasn't been there for quite a while. This is our environmental footprint, or a diagram of it, showing us that our waste and our energy that we use in different things will often mean that we leave a footprint of pollution and things around us if we're not careful. Paper, as we saw it, or paper-based products, aren't so bad in that they grow naturally on trees and plants. It's also a recyclable material, so cardboard can be used not just once but many times in its usage. And there's a bit of a diagram of a whole range of different cardboard or tree-based, paper-based materials. You can see most of them are brown, which means they haven't used as many bleaches and chemicals in their production. So what are some good, what would get a green tick, what would get a cross? Well, the paper-based ones are decidedly more eco-friendly, and the plastic-based ones, not surprisingly, are not as environmentally friendly. The bubble wrap type ones and the polystyrene ones, not quite so friendly. But the paper-based ones do quite a good job. This is another straw-based, and sort of almost like a cardboard straw. But sometimes packages are packaged really tightly in places so that they can't move, and other times they've got a cushioning material, so if they do move, the cushioning material absorbs the impact rather than the fragile item which might break. Now, bubble wrap, though, we know it's a fairly widely used packaging material. Because it's plastic, it's not such an environmentally friendly product because it will stay around a long time after we've used it. There's sometimes big bubbles in plastic wrap, but it's quite widely used and quite effective as a packaging material, but not necessarily environmentally friendly. Straw itself, which doesn't have to be processed very much at all, and we grow it quite easily too. So we want to select materials, something for the outer shell and something for the cushioning, and we're going to make a prototype, and I'll help you with that in just a minute. But the impact of a package falling is much the same as impact of cars crashing. And car manufacturers have to go into quite a lot of detail in designing a car that has crumple zones in it, which they absorb a lot of the impact and they crumple rather than the people. And the people inside them obviously are the fragile item. And in this case, they've even got airbags as bubble wrap around them to make sure that they don't get hurt. And you can see the similarities and that fragile item inside them. So we're going to go on now, and I'll make up a little video showing you how to make a prototype and do a little bit more impact testing